Hello and welcome to the Girls Group Chat with me, Shannon.
Me, Olivia.
Me, Diona.
Oh, and me, Jordan.
Hello.
Catch you off guard, did we?
I think I was in the middle of gulping a wee bit of coffee there. You know what I mean?
I
So
know.
I was a wee bit. I didn't want the gulp. Do you want ASMR? People are like,
Yeah, if you're gulping.
and then lose people straight away when they're like,
I
why,
love that.
why am I listening to gulping?
That's not my thing.
Shannon is hot off the runway. And by I
Literally.
mean plane runway.
Yeah, right off the airplane. Well, practically straight here. I did pop home to get clothes and straight here
And we
from Marbella.
appreciate that you got close.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lovely time?
Oh, amazing. Have you been to Marbella before?
Yes.
I've never been.
See, I haven't. I haven't been to Spain since I was a kid. I think it's a place we take for granted.
Yeah.
It is. You kind of forget about it, don't you?
Totally.
Although-
3 hours and you're in a completely different environment.
I feel like your Marbella is different to my Marbella.
Why?
Because you're with like Nikki Beach and doing stuff like that.
But that was very chill. Nikki Beach, me and Kieran were like the only 2 people there.
Well, I seen that in your stories. I was like, I think she's hired all of Nikki Beach, or else it's low season and no one's about.
It was a very windy day,
right.
but we had already paid the deposit. And
Okay.
like, if
Yeah.
you've paid €150, I'm fucking going.
So to get free drink with that,
It's
a bottle.
But it's also, the minimum charge is a lot higher than that. But we ended up having the best time because if we hadn't have went to Nikki Beach, we would have sat in bed and rotted for hours because we were
Yes,
hungover.
you were so hungover, yeah.
It cured us. The breeze was lovely.
Yes.
Kieran ended up getting sunburn. I didn't. I had the SPF on.
Well done.
But it was lovely.
Do
You
you know
have to
what
get
I?
back in the horse.
Do you know what I absolutely buzz off? And it's an unpopular opinion. Do you know when the plane lands and everyone claps?
You don't clap.
I love it.
Kieran
I
claps
live for it.
Do you join in?
I will start it.
Stand
I'm,
Are you serious?
I am chief clap instigator.
Wow.
Queen clap is
Didn't
what
know
they
you
called me
had
in
to
school.
clap.
Do you know what? When we landed in Australia, people were clapping, and I was nearly like, "Do you know what? Fair play to you. That was a long one.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
fair
it,
play to
that's-
that themons. But like, if you're just going to fucking,
I love
London.
a bit of herd mentality. I love a group. I love everyone like, yo, we're in this together. I love when somebody in school drops the tray in the canteen. Everyone's all, yeah. I just love any group activity where
Yeah.
everyone's involved and we're all riding the same emotion. And when we land on the runway and it's everyone together, all woo, you almost look around at people like,
Yeah.
we're in this together. And it's lovely. What I have noticed is it never happens on the way home. Like,
Everyone's miserable.
when you land
Yeah,
in
fair.
Belfast International, nobody's clapping.
no.
But no, not everyone's miserable, Shannon, because some people are miserable because they've returned from Marbella and they'd rather be in Marbella. But other people are
on holidays.
on their
Going-
holiday
yeah,
to
that's
Mad.
here.
Who comes to Belfast on holiday?
I
know,
know, but
many
I'll
people.
be honest, yeah. It's anyone that I meet abroad, they're always like, I've been to Dublin before, I've been to Cork, and I'm always like, go to Belfast.
Yeah.
I would pick
Yeah.
Belfast
It's brilliant.
every day over Dublin or Cork.
No.
Are you serious?
No,
I
it's,
would.
it's nice for a day. I live in Belfast. I've chosen to live there. I'm not a Belfast native, don't get me wrong. But like on your holidays?
Yeah.
What are you
Well-
doing for a week in
Aye,
what
a
are you
week-
doing
a
for a
week's
week
a
in
long
Belfast?
Well,
No,
there's day
not-
trips from Belfast,
Yeah.
Giants Causeway, Calgary Rope Bridge and stuff. You think when you go to a foreign...
Those
you
two
got the
things take
weather.
1 hour.
If you get the weather, there was
if
always
you
raining.
get the weather, it's beautiful. Also, if you go to Dublin, you're going to be out a tenner for a pint.
More.
Do you know what I mean?
More.
So anyone I speak to, I'm like, yeah, go to Common Market. I always hype up Common Market.
That is good.
I
Very
love
good.
that's a wee pre-drink vibe. You can
Yeah.
then go around to Cathedral Quarter.
I
For
hear
someone
this-
on their holidays, that's a vibe.
I hear the stand-up comedy scene is buzzing.
Incredible.
Yeah, great local radio, to be fair.
Great local
Like,
radio.
if you're listening and you don't come from Northern Ireland, come for a weekend by all means. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like planning a 2-week visit.
So this is the thing, is I don't think people plan a 2-week visit. I think they do a wee bit of
Stop
in
off.
Thailand you go do a bit of island hopping. I think here you'll do a wee bit of
island
just
hopping?
city
After rattling for
a
the
bit of
day,
island
yeah.
hopping. You know what I mean? You'll do a wee bit of Belfast. You might go up to Derry, stand in front of the Derry Girls mural or something.
Of
Then you might
course.
head to Dublin and go to Temple Bar. You'll do all the ticky tick things.
The Linen Centre in Lisburn.
The Linen Centre in Lisburn.
Unmissable.
Speaking of Derry Girls,
Yes.
we posted. Obviously, it was like 2 episodes ago now.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about your clip
My
on
Fringe.
Fringe, which coincidentally you've lost.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Raging.
it's
I feel
definitely
like-
sitting at the side of your bed, and you're like, I'm not bringing that thing out.
Or my husband dumped it. When he's seen it,
When he's seen the cut of it?
It's sitting in the bathroom, the ensuite like window. He was like, "That's for the bin."
He probably thought that was a dash hound.
Do not clip that on your head.
But we obviously posted that you had a fringe in Derry Girls, and
Yeah.
the amount of responses of people being like, "Is that Diona?"
I know.
They didn't know.
I've
Oh,
seen
really?
this,
You were in
yeah.
Derry Girls. I got so many messages of people being like, "I
Well,
did not know that was Diona."
It was years ago, and also I have the fringe, and the fringe is misleading.
I
Wait,
loved
was
that
the
character.
fringe that you bought the one you used in Derry Girls?
No, but it's very similar.
She stole it from the
Was
set.
that your hair?
That's my hair, but that's not my fringe. That is a clip-in fringe.
Oh, was it?
It's a clip-in fringe.
That's what gave her
was
the
some
inspo to buy her own
I
one.
arrived to shoot Derry Girls, and they were like, "We're just going to cut a fringe in." And I was like, "Nope." As all I have a big cow's lick and whatever. As all you can't cut a fringe in my head. It'd be mental. I've had one before. I can't do it again. And then they were like, "Okay, we'll do a clip-in fringe." So they clipped one in.
But I don't think it's only the fringe that threw people that went, oh, right, I didn't realise that was Diona. It was more than likely the fact that you didn't have a Derry accent
Yes,
in it.
I'm Ukrainian in it.
Yeah.
I was on the train into Belfast one time, and this lovely older man
Sorry
came
to
over to
hear.
me. On holidays, actually. I was down for a 2-week trip. Couldn't wait to get to Common Market with my fringe. And was coming in the train, and this like older man came over to me, and he was like, "Do you need help? Like finding your way around?"
He
And
actually thought
he
you
thought
were
I was
foreign?
Ukrainian. I was like, "I'm from Derry," and he was like, "Whoa."
Wait, did he recognize you from Derry Girls?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he really thought you were.
He thought I was Ukrainian and was speaking really slowly for me.
How patronising though, the fact you were on the show, you were obviously an actress. Like you weren't genuinely like a Ukrainian tourist. He's like, oh God help her, she needs some help.
No, that's one of the main things people ask me. Oh, it's mad that you ran Derry Girls and you're from Derry and you're not Derry in it. And I was all, that is acting.
And scene.
That is unseen. That is showbiz, baby.
So the boy that you're in a scene with, who's like the wee fella who's from East Belfast, Clive.
Yes.
He was my date to my school formal.
No
I think
way.
you told me this before.
Michael,
my
yeah,
God.
he was like a childhood
Michael
friend.
he's a brilliant actor.
He's class.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah, his whole family's
He's in
really
Blue Lights.
talented at everything. He's in Blue Lights,
Yeah.
yeah. But our mums were friends from years and years ago, and we were childhood friends. He was a year below me in school, and when it came to the school formal, he was my date, and now he's like a really good actor.
He is really, really good, actually. Fair play to you for
I
pinning down
spotted
some-
the talent.
pinning down
Yeah.
some talent back then.
A
But,
scout.
Speaking of people in the air, not only you, but Shannon, Katy Perry. We have to talk about Katy Perry going to space because it's the maddest thing I think I've ever
What
seen.
And
business does Katy Perry have in space?
Honestly,
I need to know.
I'm delighted. This is the radio in me, but today is National Astronaut Day, and we're talking about Katy Perry, like
Oh, wow.
not being an astronaut, but just works so well. To begin, your question very valid. What business does she have being in space? I read the showbiz news and work every day, right? So I just go on, we've like a wee website where you can see what's going on, and the headline was Perry Space, and I was like, huh?
He was
Clicked
like,
on
she's
it.
like, this is a sort of new Nando's chicken, Perry space.
Yeah, I thought maybe something like Kevin and Perry are going to space in Ibiza or something like that. Went into it, was like, and Katy Perry is currently on a rocket to space. And I was like, pardon the fuck me? She's
know.
what? Like,
If
what?
there was any celebrity that I would have like, she'd get on a rocket and head to Spain, it would be like Lady Gaga.
It would
or
never
someone
be
a
Katy
bit
Perry.
Space vibes.
eccentric, but not Katy Perry.
No.
Like how she's just like pop chick, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And also, did you watch the interview when she came back down?
I did.
She talked the biggest pilot, like, yeah, so I just love space and we're creating space for
Kiss the
space.
ground. She was in space for 11 minutes.
Do
Behave
you know what
yourself.
that is?
I would do that though, to be fair. I
Too
never want to be in space.
much fucking
Money.
money. That's what that is.
400 grand, and you can buy a ticket now. Any one of us could go into space, and I think we should start a crowdfunder to raise the £1,600 that it would cost for us all. We could all-
£1,600? 16 million? No,
Six-
1.6 million.
That's what I said.
£1,600.
That's what I said.
Catapult us up there.
Go to space. No, but in her interview afterwards, she was like, "You'll never know love like the love that exists in space until you'll never know the love you can receive and the love you can give until launch day."
Yeah.
You're like, but that means that unless you go into space,
We're never going to know love
We're
because we
idiots.
can't launch. So sad.
Fuck your
It doesn't
family.
even correlate. It doesn't.
No.
But I've just
and
realised
she was
just
like
Katy,
handed out a microphone and didn't know what to say.
we are so excited that Prize Guy is a proud sponsor of the Girls Group Chat podcast. If you haven't heard about That Prize Guy competitions, come out from under your rock.
The current competitions are 70k cash, 50k cash, and 40k cash. They give these away almost every single day, and they give away cars such as Land Rover Defenders, Audis Q3, and the most unreal holiday destinations like Mexico.
And you can get in touch for like wedding favours and private event competitions. There's loads of instant win competitions on the website, so you literally enter, and if you the money goes into your account there and then, which is obviously class. And you might even join loads of people who are now millionaires thanks to That Prize Guy.
Absolutely class. So go give yourself a chance to win. Head to thatprizeguide.co.uk and please remember to play responsibly. Keep it fun.
Does Katy Perry, what's the song it is about space? Kiss.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
Extraterrestrial.
I was in my head for ages there being like, wait, we're saying about it. I am sure Katy Perry has a space song, and it took me, I was singing it in my head for
It's going to get
ages.
re-released.
As soon as I did the showbiz story, I was like, well, I'm not going to not play this. And I was doing
Did you play it?
So hypnotizing.
She's-
But,
yeah.
you know, obviously, I guess if someone offers you to go into space, you're
gonna
probably
say
not
yes.
say no. She probably thought it was like a real boss girl slay thing because it was like a whole woman crew, but it's really backfired. Like they got
Yes.
so much backlash from it. I think because there are so many women who work in STEM, right, and have dedicated their lives to science and space exploration.
And they're fucking basically anonymous right now.
Yeah, right. And I think Katy Perry, now this is from TikTok, I'm sorry if it's not factual, but you know, the metaphor of it certainly is relevant, where she basically got off and was like to someone, and do you want to go to space someday? And it's like someone who's worked at NASA their whole life and they're like, yes, I would like to go to fucking space.
Yeah.
Thanks.
She's just got handed it.
She just got handed
She
it.
just released that song, and they were like, you know what? You're ready for space, girl.
And
I
the
know.
guy, just imagine her getting on the plane with their wee Alexa, plugged it in, being like, play roar.
Yeah.
And just, that's it. Like they're just floating around the fucking rocket.
One of the scientists on board was like, we kept trying to get her to sing during, do you know, like the process of them having.
She did sing.
No, she wouldn't. I know, but until during their training process, they kept like, please sing roar, please sing fireworks, please sing something, and then she sang.
No, she got
What a
into space
Wonderful
and
World.
went, I see trees of green. It was like, Katy.
Is that what you sung?
Yeah.
I've missed
She's
this.
got
Was
some
this when
good
I was on
tunes.
holiday?
Yes.
You miss
Well,
a
she
little, you
wouldn't-
miss a lot. You go to Spain, Katy goes to space. It all happens.
It was like she sang this really it's just so ridiculous. She looked at the world. It was like, say it and you see it. Do you know what I mean? She
Yeah.
say it. She was like, what a wonderful world.
You'll go to Miami this week and Lady Gaga will be off to Mars. What do you say?
So come
I'll
here.
be singing Miami by Will Smith just around the airport. Loving
It
life.
was you, by the way, tune and a half.
Tune.
Tune and a half.
Love, love,
na,
love.
na, 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 na. Is it a different song I'm singing
That's a
now?
different
Yeah,
song,
It's a
yeah.
different
You're
song.
singing-
Still Will Smith, isn't it?
Getting jiggy
Getting
with
jiggy
it.
with it, which
Yeah.
is the like motto for my wig workshops. It's getting wiggy with it.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
I know you're about to segue into something, but just speaking of Will Smith songs, sorry. Whenever I was a kid, I was 13 and I was doing a musical and there was a boy I fancied in the cast and he was 18 and I just liked the look
age
of him.
gap.
Oh, totally age gap. Like it was never going to happen, but in my wee Delulu brain, I was like, I can win you over. And all I knew about him was that he liked the song Boom Shake the Room by Will Smith. I knew nothing else about him. I don't know how that was the one piece of trivia I gleaned. So I used to stand near him at rehearsals and just under my breath be like, boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Boom. Hear anything you like? Boom, shit. And he's looking at me like this fucking weird 13-year-old being like, is she okay?
I love if you've overheard a conversation, but you've overheard it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like he's went, you know what really gives me, like, reminds me of my childhood trauma is whenever I hear that song, Boom, Shake the Room, because I used to get like bullied really badly and beat up during that, and that song was playing in the background in a car radio, and you just hear boom, you're going, I know what I'm going to do.
Enter
Boom.
me.
And every time he sees you now, he's triggered.
Breaking down in tears.
I'd like to apologise to that man. Anyway, sorry, you were
I
going
was
to
going to
say.
say, you alerted us to this thing this week, or maybe you had heard of it. I hadn't. But it was the anti-bucket list. Did that come off the back of the Katy Perry thing?
No, so I had seen this a couple of weeks ago and I just think it's such a great trend. Like, so everyone has their bucket list of things that you want to do, places you want to visit and things. But I saw this trend pop up of like an anti-bucket list of things that you don't want to do, not even once.
Yeah.
And it came to mind with this Katy Perry thing because honestly, even if Jeff Bezos turned around to me and was like, I want to send you into space, my answer would be a hard flat no. I
agree.
have no interest in going
I
into
agree.
space.
Neither do I.
So Jeff, back off.
No.
I'd rather take the money that it's worth.
I also find it
Totally.
like insane that Katy Perry, who's not like living for the science and who has a child,
Yeah.
who would
Take the risk.
take the risk of going to Spain and like spontaneously
Sorry,
come
Spain?
buzzing. No, Spain.
Do you know another thing? Do you know
Oh, it'd be a
another thing
risk.
that I've looked into recently so Caroline McKenna, County Down Under, went to Everest Base Camp.
Yeah.
Now, I have never looked into Mount Everest in my life, ever.
I'm
It's
obsessed
not
with Mount
been-
Everest.
It got me down a rabbit hole. So she was doing the base camp, which is still incredible. But Mount Everest itself, people really frown upon it. It's a very selfish thing
dangerous.
to do.
So
First of all, it
dangerous.
costs a clean fortune as well. You literally have to walk past dead bodies
I know.
on the way. There's people that like are. There was one guy actually that his team assumed like he's done for. We're gonna leave him. They continued on. and people on the way back realised the guy was actually still very much alive, and they rescued him.
Oh, okay.
They rescued him, but like
It's so hard to rescue people as well because you don't have enough energy to take someone else down. So they do just leave people.
Which I didn't know. I just assumed, I'd never looked into it before, and I just assumed Mount Everest, like, amazing if you do it.
Up there,
Yeah,
like I did a series of podcasts last year with Balance Active about like different women's health issues, and it was me and a girl called Dr. Praya who was on Love Island, and she is like not Olympic, that's what's the word, we do like ultra marathon runner and like extreme sports and stuff, and she's done Everest, and she was like, you're so sick up there, and people just like drop out, and you might start with like a group of 20, and then you and one other person make it to the summit or whatever it is, and it takes like so long, and it's like so scary. Really
I think
bad
the
for
other
you.
thing is as well that people really frown upon it is, what do you call the people that like help you? Sherpas. They, you know, this is their livelihood, but they're nearly doing it because they're making money. You're also putting their life at risk.
I know.
By making them go up and look
that is
after
one thing
you.
I never want to do is go up and
No.
like,
Well, can I take it a step further and say I don't even want to go up Sleeve Donard? I don't even want to climb a hill. I don't want to climb the stairs.
Do you know what?
Don't want to climb.
I don't think
It's not about the climb for me.
I don't think I have like adrenaline in my body.
None.
Like I don't like thrills. Like see a roller coaster, like you're gonna hate me. Disneyland? No. I like my first ever roller coaster was Space Mountain, and I was 8.
Did you never do the Caterpillar in Barry's?
No.
Straight to Space
Mountain.
Mountain.
I just don't want to sit myself in a place where I could be in danger.
Not
I
a roller
agree.
coaster.
Ever. Like I can't do roller coasters. Like I don't get the fate. Like I'm traumatized when I come off. Like I was like, I nearly died up there. I don't feel like, oh, that was a really good thrill.
because do you ever see videos of ones that go absolutely ape shit and people are hanging out of them and all, and they've all fallen apart?
That would happen to me.
wrong.
Do you, pardon?
When they go wrong.
Aye, when it's like a big massive bit of it falls off and people are hanging with their arms, I guess.
See, that would happen to
3
me.
hours
I
to
have
get
no
help.
luck.
That
I'd
would
be
happen to
away.
me. Now, is your shit about not wanting to go up Sleeve Donard? My husband is a big mountain enthusiast.
Is he?
Oh, big mountain guy. Loves it.
Wow.
Loves up and down, goes up and down the mountains. He loves it. Him and his brother. Sean's ideal life is that he lives in a cabin in the woods on his own with his lumber jacket on, just chopping wood on his own. Like this guy did not want to be married and have kids, and he has done nothing but get married and have kids. Like that guy has repeatedly offended, and you're like, why do you keep doing this? Because he just wanted to be off in the wilderness on his own, and he absolutely buzzes off it. Sean has a wee boat to take himself out into the river and all to go out and
Oh my God.
contemplate his decisions.
Does he like catch a fish with his bare hands?
He would love to.
Wow.
He would. This guy wants to be on his own, like all the
Bear
time.
Grylls
Bear
vibes.
Grylls vibes,
Yeah, he wants us to. He applied for Bear Grylls before, like Survivor, one of those shows where
Yeah.
you get like dropped in the middle of a forest and you survive for like 2 months on like you've got like a butter knife and a compass.
I can't emphasize enough how that is my absolute antithesis of a dream life. That's my nightmare.
I hoodwinked this guy when we first met, and later on I was also this.
I love that.
Outdoorsy.
Oh, I was like, I'm your gal. That's all. Give me where are my willies? I was like, do you know what I mean?
Hold on till I get my compass out of my back pocket.
So I used to go up them. I went up Sleeve Donard a couple of times. Maybe if he's listened to this, maybe twice, right? Whatever. Because I'm going to lie and be all. I've been up tens of times, up and down a couple of times, and we've done like Sleeve Burna and a couple of different mountains. And whilst it's a lovely experience, I started to get a bad knee.
Did you have to get rescued?
No, well, one time we came down the wrong side of a mountain, and we had to arse it down the whole way because it was too
Abseil, like?
steep. Just slid down on our bums.
No.
And there's another time I had to slide down on my bum down, I think, Sleeve Burna, because my knee wouldn't. See, when you walk up something, it's a different action to walking down.
I
And
so
my-
it's like your whole legs in a different angle.
and my knee was absolutely bollocks. And now, like, all he talks about is going camping.
Oh no,
No.
not even glamping. No, fuck that. No,
fuck that.
The hotel or nothing. I'd rather stay at home. I would rather stay at home.
My ethos.
and shite. Like honestly,
Yeah,
I hate
definitely.
the idea of camping
Yeah.
so much.
My ethos is see if the place you're taking me to stay in isn't nicer than my house.
No.
What is the point?
I like that one.
No,
That's a
like
good one.
I might as well sleep in my house. It's nicer.
Like, what do you call that festival? Is it Glastonbury?
no.
Yeah.
Do you ever see
I mean,
the-
it is called Glastonbury. But
No. But do you remember, like, was it last year it flooded?
Yeah, it was. It's
Yeah.
And
always
everyone came
mucking.
back, "Ugh."
nightmare.
Everyone's always got their wellies on.
No,
and
thanks.
You'd love it in your wellies.
Hate it.
Oh my God,
Hate
I
it.
would cry. And then people walking into your tent and all, I'd be like, get to fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
How do you keep things safe at a festival?
Keep it up
Like,
your
do
dirt.
You don't.
That's the only
If I'm
way.
carried up the dirt.
That's it.
That's what you do. That's what you have. You have to keep it on you at all times. A bum bag, and that's all you're allowed.
Because I was thinking, watching TV one time, seeing all the tents, it's like, suppose you'd padlock your tent. And I'm like, oh my God, the easiest thing to break into in the world. Just get
Is
a
a
pair of
tent?
scissors.
Yeah.
And
But how do you
bop
know
on
which
in.
one your tent is?
I don't know.
What if
do
you
you
get
just
lost?
guess?
Like, do you remember exactly where your tent is?
I think there might be like, do you know, like in a car park?
A zone?
Like a zone. You'd be like, I'm C4. Do you know what I mean?
Zone.
But do you like festivals?
Hate them.
I hate them.
I love them. As long as I don't have to camp. But I love it. I
mean,
music.
I gig at festivals. I'll go and I'll perform at a festival, but I will go straight home immediately after. Like, I do Electric Picnic every year. I arrive and like there's great artists on an Electric Picnic, but as soon as I'm off the stage, I'm like, see ya. Like last year when I did Electric Picnic, the Dubliners were on like just before me in a different tent, so I was over watching them for like 5 minutes, and I was all, this is all I need. I've done 5 minutes of that.
Aye.
And then I went and I gigged and I was on stage at Electric Picnic. Say there was like 100 people or something, or 150 people there at the start of my gig. By the end of my 20-minute set, there was like 3,000 people in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, I think I'm a big deal. So am I the greatest female comedian of all time? What has just happened? Place was full. I walked off stage and the next act to go on was Garndon. And I was all, oh, they're here for him. And they were all there for him.
You're like, good night, Dublin.
Yeah. So I'm delicious too.
So I like working at a festival. I've been to like Leeds and Reading and downloading stuff, and I like the ambience and the atmosphere and chatting to people who are attending. I have no interest in being in that big crowd at all. Like, how do you pay? I have no idea. Don't want to think of the logistics. You're going to something that is my
confession. One time.
Oh god, you pissed on the floor.
No. Olivia, what do you take me for?
I've shit in a bag.
I think it was a merge, or maybe it was one of the OG AVAs. I can't remember. And I was with my friend, and she'd had a baby about 2 years ago, and we were both busting to pee. This is actually really clever if anyone wants to use it. We were busting to pee, and the queue was massive, and we were like,
I'm horrified.
We could make this work. We went up to the security guard. I got a photo of her kid up as a newborn. It went, she literally had a baby 2 weeks ago. Is there any way we could just get her into the toilets here because the bladder's not working well? Yeah, go on ahead. We were straight.
All you need is a picture of a baby.
Is that not genius?
It is. But I just have to say, you're going to something in a few weeks that is my specific worst nightmare.
A rave festival?
A rave festival.
Yeah, same.
Shoot me dead.
Same.
No, I couldn't.
Have you seen the photos and videos? It's quite glamorous. I will not lie.
I hate raves.
I also hate glamorous.
This is
The only thing I am nervous about is like the heat and dancing and drinking. I am very, very nervous about that, I'll not lie. But we're going to try and plan it that we're maybe only there for like 4 hours a day, because we're in Vegas and it's only like a
other
20-minute drive.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and plan it that we kind of do at nighttime when the sun's set. We are delighted to introduce our sponsor, Iconic Bronze. If you haven't heard of Iconic Bronze, it is a tanning and cosmetics brand founded right here in Ireland by the lovely Linda Stinston.
I've been a brand ambassador for Iconic Bronze for 7 years. I actually started using their products when I was in uni, and myself and Emma Kearney created a collection over 3 years ago now, and these are actually my lashes.
Fancy.
I know, they're
products
unreal.
are
Their products are
fab.
class.
I have to say, I have only started using this recently. Their instant body makeup, incredible.
That sort of thing's a lifesaver.
Incredible
on a night out.
lifesaver.
I'm a big fan of a body makeup. All their products are luxurious without the hefty price tag. They're also vegan and PETA approved and award winning as well. So you can't really go wrong with Iconic Bronze.
And we have all of our listeners a 30% off code. If you use the code Girls Group Chat on the site, 30% off all of the goods at iconicbronze.ie. Now,
Yeah, that's
when
fair.
I was also at Electric Picnic a few years before, here's me not getting booked for Electric Picnic again, all the shit and I'm doing on it. But anyway, I was sat having chips with Shane Todd at a tree that we'd agreed to meet at after we went to different places to
Sounds
eat.
lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we were like, because we wanted different food because he can't eat most things. So then we were sitting having our chips, and this girl sat down on the ground beside me. We were standing up, and then she was there for like a minute and then got up and walked away again. And I was all, so rare that she would come and sit, like, I mean, shoulder to shoulder, like right beside me, and then she left, and I looked.
Should taking a
Done
piss.
shit.
That's too far.
So
actual
clearly,
ran out of your dinner.
so clean it she didn't even wipe her hole off. She went, and I was like,
what do you mean?
Right
like
beside
she
you.
literally hunkered down, went to the toilet, got up and walked away, and it took me like a minute afterwards to when I was like, what was that girl do? Oh, there you go. And I was like, what? By this lovely tree and
Was that
everything.
like the shit
That
tree?
was your tree.
That was my tree. Pardon?
Was it like the shit tree?
There wasn't other people doing it. And
Oh.
also, can I say, she then joined her friends 6 feet away from
Nah.
the tree,
As if nothing happened.
on a picnic. Fucking what do you call it? Blanket.
That's on my anti-bucket list.
Yeah. Like, you just went from there to there. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, don't don't shit in your own house. Well, no, you do shit in your own house, but you know what I mean.
Please
not the grind.
do. Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly. Quite the
exactly.
opposite. Only
Not
in
the
your own
grind,
house.
like.
Do you know something I never want to do? Run.
Oh my God.
That's what
Completely
I
agree.
had mine wrote down. So do not get me wrong. I actually got into doing 5Ks a couple of years ago, but I still never enjoyed it.
No.
You know the way people's like, oh, you get a runner's high.
Fucking
Oh,
runner's
never.
low.
Never experienced it, and I think it must just be some people get it, some people don't.
Yep.
But one of my things was running a marathon. I would be so fucking bored.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, you can only listen to music for so often or podcasts.
Yeah.
You're also trying to focus on breathing,
Yeah.
so you're not really listening to what the podcast is saying. Surely, it sounds like my idea of hell.
So boring.
We went to the marathon last year, like, to watch it because Ben's mummy was doing it, and like, it's some achievement.
Oh my
But
God.
like, I
such
cried
an
the whole day. I
achievement.
was like, this is amazing, but I genuinely could not do it.
No.
My
But-
body would collapse.
But no desire either.
No
Not
desire.
at all. And
I just couldn't,
as you
but I
say,
couldn't do it.
amazing achievement. Like, so much fair play to people who do it. I
Yeah.
take my hat off to you. My mummy's done a couple of marathons, but she would still say the same. She did it because she sort of had this goal. It's just something she wanted to
goal.
do. But
was on
she
her
never
bucket
enjoyed a
list.
run.
No.
So, like, my life's too short to do,
Do you know
something I
what
don't enjoy.
my head feels like when I run? Do you know if you've got like a Easter egg and inside there's a wee toy and you
always about
shake
Easter
it and it rattles? I feel like my brain is rattling against my skull when I run, and I don't know.
feel like
it's
you
so
can feel
sore.
every part of your body like bouncing, and I'm
Nothing.
like,
Nobody looks good running except for
everything's
really
so-
good runners.
Yep.
Everyone,
Yep.
you feel like jelly. Also, runners, don't care if this come at me if you want, are insufferable. They're mad about running. They love talking about running. Sean ran marathon after marathon in lockdown, and he would fucking my new runners and all this. Do you know, like the wee belts and their stupid wee backpacks that they drink out of? Wise up.
And to all the people who tag us every week on Instagram saying you're listening while you're out for a run, thank you for tuning
Oh
in.
my
Fair
god,
play
no,
to you.
I love you really. No, but if you're somebody whose new your identity
But then-
is that you run.
if I got to the stage that I could do that,
Oh, I
not
would
that
be
I want to,
fucking
but
insufferable.
you would not hear the fucking end of it.
Never.
I would be telling here PB this week, guys. You wouldn't give a fuck, but I don't
PB.
care. I'm telling you.
Sharing the old Strava map on your stories.
If I ran a marathon, I would might change my Instagram name to Olivia McVeigh Marathon Runner.
Yeah,
Like, I would
absolutely
100%
for
be
that.
like,
It is
day in the life
incredible.
of someone who ran a marathon.
It's incredible.
But
It is,
again, something I don't want to be involved
nothing-
in. Is High Rocks a cult?
Yep.
Like, that's the other thing I have no
What is
interest.
High Rocks?
So it's like the new CrossFit
It
2.0.
basically is CrossFit. So I spoke to my PT about this because it's basically CrossFit. You run so many kilometers while doing exercises. Again, very impressive. You have to be a certain level of fit. But there's like these new PTs coming out that are High Rocks trainers. And I asked my PT, I was like, surely if you're fit, you're fit. Like, and he said, 100%. It's just, you have to pay to do these things. It's a massive money thing. Very impressive if you can do it. I will never take that away. But he was like, if you're a fit person, you can do it without having a High Rocks trainer.
I love the business mind of somebody who can monetize
Oh,
stuff like that. Where they're like,
So
do you know
cool.
what I can do is make people feel like they're feeding their egos and make them pay me. Like, I absolutely hats off to that person. That is,
Yeah.
that's some
Because I
business.
think they happen in all different countries. So I think, I don't know if it's a pin or a badge or something you collect after you've done it. So then
Injuries.
people travel across the world to do these things and pay for it too.
Amazing.
I'd love to. I'd love
It's a
to do
membership.
one, but like I would never because I would not be able to. But
But would you like
again,
the idea? Would you like to be able to say you did it?
No, like there's very little in life that I actually want to do.
I love that for you.
I just enjoy.
What do you want to do? Anything?
Go
Is there
to
anywhere you
bed.
want to go? Yeah.
I wake
Oh,
up.
you sound like all my stepsons.
I wake up every morning and be like to my bed, like I'll see you later. Like honestly.
Yeah, I do. By the end of the day, I get so happy when I get to get into my bed and I've achieved another day.
But then do we think if we're saying that we've no interest in doing it?
Because we can't do
And
it.
if we actually got into it, we would be so delighted with ourselves.
Absolutely. I'm so delighted for people
I'm like,
that do it.
I don't have an interest, but it's because I know I wouldn't be able to fucking
Do you know what? Something else that I do not ever want to have to achieve again is being pregnant. I remember the second my son came out of me, I remember looking at Sean going, that's that done now.
Never touch me again.
Don't have to do. He didn't touch me either times. I went and done IVF.
Oh yeah, right now.
A scientist touched me.
Yes. Love it.
She's called Katy Perry.
Sean was up a mountain somewhere.
Sean wasn't even there for the second one. The second time I went to IVF, I done it by myself. I went over to the Czech Republic, which is where our embryos were, and I did it there. And the second time I didn't, because I had such anxiety about leaving Winter with anybody, and she was only 16 months, and I was I don't want anybody babysitting her. I was like, you're going to have to stay here, because she didn't have a passport, and I flew over and I done it on my own. And I was to Sean, and I'd been over a few times doing it. This was like a day out, you know what I mean? I was all began.
Used to it.
Yeah, and I was to Sean on FaceTime. It's at 3 o'clock, so you can like be in the room. And when he was like, grand.
He had no signal,
that,
sleeved on her.
He didn't answer. He didn't answer the phone. He did not answer the phone. And it only takes like literally 2 seconds for it to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's like up your dirt and you're just like, oh, is that it? Like it's so quick. And I was like, he did not answer the phone. And then an hour later he answered the phone and he was like, oh, I thought there was an hour's time difference.
Where were you?
Czech Republic. So he thought it was an
Fair
hour
enough.
later.
Fair enough.
So it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, fair
He's
enough.
just an idiot by nature, by being a man.
And he was like wrestling with the fish in the river.
Yeah, that's it. He was like cutting wood or something. I know.
But then some people do say that like they love being pregnant. Like I have friends
Those
that
people
are
are
like,
liars.
I miss my pregnancy bump and
Yeah, I hear
everything. I
that a
miss
lot.
how I was able to like dress and stuff, because I kind of get it as someone that like has to think about like their belly. I'm like, if I just had a big belly, you know, a bump, and it was there.
Yes.
I could wear what I want, and it's not a fat belly, it's a baby in there.
That's it. The thing is you don't ever feel like, because we all as women naturally you just predisposed, whatever. You just suck in all the time.
Yeah.
That's like a thing that we do.
I don't know if I've ever seen my body
Unsucked.
unsucked,
Oh, I know.
genuinely.
But when you're pregnant, obviously you can just rub your belly, and you're almost going like, you want it to be bigger.
This is wrong.
The bigger the better.
Yeah.
You know, that's what she said.
I don't
But
want to be
it's some
pregnant, but I would
achievement.
love a bump. I'd love to be sitting
Yeah.
there like, yo, I'd probably do it fun if I wasn't sucking in.
But
We'll never
also,
find out.
It's the feeling of it. Like, so I hated every second of being pregnant. But my feet swole that massive that like I couldn't. I had wide fit Birkenstocks on their loosest hole, and I couldn't get my feet on them. I was just like barefoot around the house, like some sort of cave woman, like some big like
mad
cracks in the
how much
tiles
it
behind me
changes
as I
your
walked.
body.
Oh my god, seriously.
Mental.
My feet are so big. I'd have to like slice open 2 footstools to wear shoes or something. Like my feet, if my feet swole anymore, we would not all fit in this room. Like, my feet are massive. Like
I'm all, yeah, they are.
they really are.
Hiding them.
Yeah, no, I was at a photo shoot the other day and they were like, "I'll put a knee up," and I was like, "Please don't, like, I just don't need a foot in this photo."
The whole front
please."
cover will be my foot. if that's the
Literally,
case.
honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, you know, another reason not to get pregnant. It's just I can't deal with the big feet.
I have another anti-bucket list one
Oh god.
that we've like briefly touched on before, but I feel like it's probably on 80% of women's bucket list that I have no interest, but I think it shows like yous have said your idea of hell is a rave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, and I think this shows the different personality types. The Maldives.
Oh,
Not
get
an
away.
interest.
No, I'd
I
go.
would rather go to M&D's in Scotland.
You're no, you know, not
I'd
everyone
be
can be
so
right all the
fucking bored,
time.
Jordan.
Sorry, you're wrong. No, babes, no.
I'd be so. What do you do when I've watched videos?
You
I
just
have.
lie up.
I
love
so
lying up.
boring.
Yeah.
You've paid all that money. I want experience, but then I like adrenaline. Like I went skydiving. I like doing them kind of things. So I feel like when I go on holiday, I want memories other than me lying in my bed looking at the ocean.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
I like to be out doing things. Like Sean and I went to New York a few months ago, and every day we were like, let's go to the Friends Experience, let's go to the Empire State
Yeah.
Building, let's get up that fucking thing and look
Jam
down and let's
packed. You've
do
spent
the
money.
stuff.
You're going to make memories. Where the Maldives, I've watched like videos, TikToks, whatever, and it seems like you get there, you go for a snorkel, you get dolled up, you go for dinner, you go back to your room.
Right, it's a very different holiday. And what I would say is, if you're going to go to the
Have you
Maldives,
been?
yeah, I went for my honeymoon, right?
Oh
So
yeah, you did.
If you go to the Maldives, you need to go with someone you really, really like, and that
I'll
you can
tell
have
Kieran he can't
good
come.
conversation with.
Yeah.
No, honestly, if you were there with someone who you didn't like, you'd learn that very, very quickly, because there's not a lot to do, but it's bliss, and especially after your wedding,
I was
'cause
just
you're
going to say
shattered.
after your wedding, because
Yeah.
you're so like up to high dough. So
You need to relax.
I can imagine going after your wedding, just being like, oh, that's
Yeah.
done. Like,
And
we
it's
can
really, really naff. Like
chill.
after you get married, like it's really nice couple time, and we had our own like, you know, massive balcony thing into the sea and our own pool and all. So it was really, really perfect for like disconnecting from the world. I get why it wouldn't be everybody's cup of
Yeah.
tea, but it is like absolutely stunning.
So you went to Paris for your 1 year wedding anniversary, didn't you? Or no, your second year
Went
anniversary?
to London for 1 year and then
Yeah.
Paris for 2 years.
Do you know where I went for my 1 year wedding anniversary?
Where?
Auschwitz.
Oh, dark.
Went to Auschwitz. Was standing in Auschwitz on my 1 year wedding anniversary, steeped in the horrific history that it is. But I was like to Sean, is all, this says a lot about our personality types. Like, why are we not somewhere romantic and somewhere lovely, or even slightly happy? We're in this miserable, sad, horrific place. Like,
it's
this
awful.
is so interesting. That's what we were for.
But it's so interesting. That's what me and
Yeah.
Kieran would be the exact same. Like 100%. One time we went to south of Mallorca for like, it was like a chill, wasn't the Maldives, but similar vibe. There was very little to be at. And like, don't get me wrong, we still enjoyed each other's company, but day 3 we went, oh fuck this.
yeah.
Let's get a bus up to Magaluf. This is like 4 years ago. Got the bus up to Magaluf with nowhere to stay. We were like, it's fine, we'll just get the first bus home. Booked tickets for BCM, had a fucking gig. BCM closed, realised it was only 4 o'clock in the morning.
Bus wasn't
For another 2 hours. So we were like, shit, everywhere's closed. What do we do? Straight to the strip club. Me and Kieran in the strip club. All these wee English fellas were like to Kieran, the fuck are you doing in here with your girlfriend? And he was like, it was her. She brought me here. And Kieran then paid for me to get a private lap dance. Yeah, it was fab.
Did Kieran watch?
No, this was the weird part. So all the English guys were like, why did you not go in with her? Kieran starts being like, oh, should have. Oh, he's over at the bouncer being like, my girlfriend's in there. Can I go in? The bouncer doesn't speak English. He's like,
No.
but like, has anyone ever had a private lap dance?
No, but I was on my first holiday with my friends, a group of people. I didn't go because I can't remember what I was doing, probably arguing with my boyfriend at the time. And the single people on the trip all went to a strip club, and one of our friends who got a private lap dance got robbed by the stripper.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine was lovely. I'll not lie. But what I wasn't expecting was in the room, there was just a mirror in front of me.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I could just see me, so awkward, so timid, with this beautiful girl. She was English, she was only young, and then I just felt sorry for her.
Yeah.
She was only 18. And the whole time, I was just asking her, who done your bum? Where'd you get your boobs done? By the end of it, she'd put her doctor's name into my phone.
You're just making a shopping list.
Yeah, but then I just felt sorry for her, and yeah, she did ask me. She's like, "Are you into girls, or is this just for fun?" I was like, "It's just for fun."
I just need somewhere till the bus comes.
yeah, you are. Yeah, it's either you or Sudoku. So
We're
just looking at seat. I chose this.
It was this or Jack change it.
I was in Amsterdam with girlfriends many years ago, and one night we were out in the red light district, and there was like, peep show and neon, and we were like, oh, we'll go in here, like see what it's all about. And it's so seedy. I would assume if like the sort of wrong type of person goes in, you literally put like your wee coin in the slot, and a wee like letterbox eye hole pops down, and there's like a girl on a bed wearing not very much, and
what's she doing?
Whatever you want, essentially. She's on her own, right? So
But do you tell her to do stuff?
Well, this was the thing. So it was late. We were the only two there. And I think she was just sitting on her phone or something. Like she was just sitting there dossing about, And then she went, oh, hi. What do you want to see? And we were like, oh, anything. So she like, whatever you think. Started like doing a wee shimmy for us.
Literally, you do you.
I think she realised like we weren't.
Tell us about yourself.
Paying customers. Yes, she started like shimmying about. She could see us. So she started laughing. We started laughing. We're like, look, we'll go on. Do you need anything? She was like, no, I'm fine. Thanks. I'm finishing now. We're like, okay. I was like ready to bring her a sandwich.
She's like, give me a wee surprise from the shop.
No, honestly.
You're like, good to see you.
Take care, love, all the best. But lovely girl, isn't she?
And then,
Cynthia.
So how does that work? Do you know what? This stuff interests me so much, where people live completely different lives. Do you? So like, and obviously where you are, it's like it's a respected job. It's not like it's not seen as something seedy. It's legal. It's sex.
If
work,
anything,
whatever.
it's better because it's like
Regulated.
monitored and regulated.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I actually think. It's going to happen regardless. I'd rather it be monitored and regulated.
Yeah.
Where is it now? You have like maternity benefits and like holiday pay and all for sex workers. It's somewhere in Europe. I don't know. It was one of our stories in the Blame Game before Christmas. And I was all, that's amazing.
I would have thought it was probably Amsterdam, but maybe not.
It could be. It could be. But so could you go to her? Oh, do this, do that, and she would.
I don't think she would juggle. Like I think it was more like grab her tits.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like,
It's like, can you do a cartwheel?
yeah. Motorboat yourself and tell us the story.
Maybe like, get your phone out, just follow me on Instagram there, and just listen to our podcast, will you?
Do ASMR. Right, so I put out a wee call out for people to tell me what was on their anti-bucket list. I think we should whiz through some of them and see, do you agree? Or do you think like these people need to experience some of these things? Let me just find it. Some of them really shocked me. Some of them were not podcast friendly either, you know.
Oh,
We sound
one
like-
was sent in. I thought it was hilarious.
We
Hilarious.
sound like 4 boring bastards. We're like, we hate festivals, we hate running, we hate going away on holidays.
Honestly,
People
no one
are gonna be
invited us to
listening, like, what the fuck do
anything
you
ever.
like?
No, but this
Please.
is it. Before we even move on to that, is there one thing you obviously said all you want to achieve is going to bed? Is there one thing that you're like, I do really want to do that?
What do you mean, like achieve?
Tokyo,
As in, like,
I
a
really
goal?
wanna go
What's
to
on your
Tokyo.
bucket list?
Really want to. That's my kind of
Travel
by the end of
places.
this year. I want to do it before I have kids. Because that would be a fucking melt chilling sprogs about Tokyo,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Yes, trailing them anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially Tokyo. So that's like one thing that's like massive on my bucket list. And also, you know, the trains like up in the mountains around Europe. Is
Switzerland.
it Switzerland? I really want to do that.
My friend just done that for her honeymoon.
I'll be
Phenomenal.
gorgeous.
What about you?
I really want to swim with the pigs in the Bahamas.
Oh,
I like that
That's
one.
a good one.
But I've heard they bite, so I'm a wee bit scared. I'm just stealing myself for that one down the line somewhere. I have to
Cool.
get into combat with a pig.
I want a Netflix
perverted.
special.
But
A Netflix special? Do it.
I want a Netflix special. My goals are always career ones, but I want a Netflix special someday.
But then, is that bucket list?
Yeah.
Or like I have
No,
like
it's not gonna
career
happen.
goals.
I have career
and then
goals,
bucket
yeah.
list stuff.
But I don't
no
have
career
you know what I
goals.
mean? There's not like a bucket list thing. Mine's are very like there's not like I want to experience that
Aye.
experience one day. I think before I had kids I might have went, oh, I'd love to do this, but now I'm like, I just want everyone to be happy and healthy.
that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, yeah. But so my only real bucket list thing is I would love like a Netflix special, like a televised comedy special.
Yeah.
Fab.
Yeah.
And what about you?
We are going on our bucket list holiday tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So my bucket list thing has been I've always wanted to do a Caribbean cruise. From I was probably like 7. Like it's such a boring thing for a 7-year-old to be like, I want to go on a cruise. But yeah, we're going on a Caribbean cruise on Sunday. So
I can't wait to hear
I'll
all
let you
about it.
know next episode if it was any good. Imagine I
Oh.
came back and I was like, it was terrible.
This
Oh,
is the
no.
thing, but like, so I did a Caribbean cruise for my honeymoon, and it was like that, like herd mentality of people clapping on the plane. You become best friends, people on board. You just go to like the same entertainment. You just go out for dinner together, and all you like people invite you out for dinner during the
Yeah,
day.
you'll
to the
love it.
Oh my god,
I think
and
cruises are fab.
amazing. I
Aye.
love a cruise.
Fab.
And we were lucky enough to go to Australia last year too on
yeah.
holiday. So that was a bucket. Like I never thought I'd ever go to Australia in my life. Do you know? Like, it's so far away. So that was a big bucket list thing. So I feel like all my bucket list stuff now is like maybe like career stuff, and then anything I'm just like lucky enough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Just get the experience.
What did
of
people
life.
give us anti-bucket list ideas?
This is a big one for me. And again, I sound like I'm just shitting on everything.
Bad or good?
You
wouldn't
something
wanna
I do
do?
not want to do, and I don't
Okay.
think any of you do either.
Right.
Cold water swimming.
No.
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 Hate it.
I don't
Hate
mind
it.
it in the summer.
Hate being
Oh, really?
cold.
I don't mind it in the summer if it's warm.
What
I've-
about an ice bath?
No,
It's
No.
never warm for me.
it
ever.
always makes me feel sad.
Why?
I know I'm cold.
Well, no, I agree.
Oh, being cold though.
No, Olivia,
Okay.
I agree. You know, people say it's really good for their mental health, and I appreciate for them.
It's bad for
For them,
mine.
it might be. It's awful for mine. I've done it numerous times, and to be fair, one time I done it while I was doing like a sauna experience. That actually was fab, but it was the sauna, cozy, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anytime I've done just an ice bath or a sea swim, I leave miserable.
Yeah.
I'm freezing. I can't get heat into me.
I hate
So
saunas
it's not
too,
for
though.
me. I love a sauna.
I hate extreme anything. Just give me like
Your bed.
room temperature,
Yes.
fucking room temperature in my bed. Just a nice warm coat. That's it.
Okay, so this might be an immediate no for everyone then if you hate being cold. Skiing. Lots of people
No.
saying,
Oh, no, I
why
love
would you pay to
skiing.
go on holiday, get up
No.
early and
love
exercise?
skiing.
Exactly. It's
I have
I
a
don't
bad
want to.
knee.
I don't want to be exercising.
I love skiing.
I'm scared of heights as
I
well.
went on one ski trip once. I'm glad I did it. It's off my list now. I will never do it again, but I understand why people like it.
Yeah, no,
it's
I do
it's
like
kind of
it,
like
yeah.
a big rave. Like
I'd
it's
go
a
for the
real.
bar.
Well, I
Yeah.
haven't done the bar side. I've only done it like from whenever I was younger, like under 18, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do. That's another thing I want to go back to.
It does look fun, the whole bar stuff. Like the actual holiday looks fun. It's just the skiing I wouldn't
But
be
then
really
I-
into.
This is the thing, Sean. And I looked into last year. Can we get a ski holiday
without the skiing.
without the ski?
Yeah, I'd
and
do that.
everybody and every travel agent was like, "No,
That's the point.
What do you mean? I told send me to a snowy lodge.
Yeah,
Do you know
we'll
the
do
Ed
that.
Sheeran video where
Why
they were
don't you
running
go
around?
to
Send me to where he filmed
Lapland?
that video.
Lapland.
No, because Lapland's like a 2-day or 3-day experience, and it's all Santa stuff. And I do want to go to Lapland
so do
someday,
I.
but not for this. But anyway, I did find the place I'm looking for, but it was like in February, and I'm gonna go this December if
Lethal.
I find lots of money somewhere.
Would you say that's on your bucket list?
Well, it's on my to-do list this year.
Okay, lovely. a lot of these are things that we've said, like running a marathon, going certain places, doing certain exercises and things. I thought this one was quite interesting. This girl said she's absolutely no interest in moving in with her long-term partner or getting married because they like having their own places and space. Thoughts on living separately from your partner?
In my old street, there was a man and woman, older man and woman, who lived in 2 different houses in our street and always have.
Maybe they're just doing the double.
Could possibly be. Could possibly be.
That's the Ballybean you girl.
That is true.
Like, is that not common? I'm joking.
I think that's really interesting that they have their 2 wee separate lives and they're just happy enough
I
floating
love
about.
that.
I
And
love
like,
that too.
how cute then if he comes up and visits her and
Go to a date.
stays the night and all.
A wee sleepover.
Like texting your long-term partner, like the way she's worded it, I'm assuming they're
together.
practically married without the legal side of it. Imagine texting your partner of years and be like, do you want to come to mine tonight? Like, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But then
Keeps
how
things
does
exciting.
Yeah.
I always like, how do you do? What's the financial situation there? Because most married couples share money.
Yeah.
I know they're not married. Most long-term couples in a long-term relationship share
Living
money.
alone in this economy, like fair play to both of them. They must both be doing all right.
That
They
is
both be
true.
paying separate bills.
Oh, they are doing the double. That's
I
what
do
that is.
kind of get the.
That's a tax bracket.
I
know
do
what that
kind
is.
of get the married thing because I've said this to you before. I don't have
Yes.
like a massive desire to have the big wedding thing. The only reason I'd want to get married is so that our kids have the same surname, but I don't have the fantasy desire of like a big wedding.
I do.
And I think it goes straight down to me being very selfish and like it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I would rather spend that money on me and not loads of people that are going to get really drunk and end up not eating the meal that I've paid £150 for.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Maybe just pick your guest list
Here.
more carefully.
Well, no,
Sorry.
I think go to Vegas. I mean, Kieran spoke about this on holiday. Go to Vegas for a week, right? Separate, girls and boys separate, hen party, stag party. Stay in separate hotels. It could actually be 2 different parts of America.
Yeah.
Then meet up, have the wedding, and stay for another week all together. As a
Well,
big
that
party.
That is good.
Love that for you. Hate that for everyone you've had to invite.
Same.
Hate
Sorry,
that
Trish.
everyone. I've went, oh, sorry, you don't want to pay for an expensive wedding, so we'll pay for 2 weeks in America to come to your bloody wedding then? No thanks.
Yeah, it weeds everyone out. It's if you really want to come to my wedding,
I wouldn't do that for my best friend.
Can I say, like, I'm trying to think who I'm going to offend here. Nobody, I don't think. Destination hen dos and weddings, selfish.
I 100% agree.
No, I love it.
No,
I love it. Anything for a
Depends how
holiday.
close you are to them. Now, if it's your best.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
If
I
a
don't
bride
know.
to be or a what's the other one called, groom?
A grim, yeah.
What
Whoever he is.
if they suggest let's do my hen do or my stag do in wherever, the Maldives or wherever it is, it's not gonna be in the Maldives, it's gonna be like Croatia or something. But anyway, they don't pay for anything. You don't pay. So what you're doing is, hey friends, y'all want to
Take me
pay
to
for my
Croatia.
holiday this year, and everyone else has to pay for your holiday.
Yeah, but
you
you're going
have
to be
to
paying
get-
for them to have a dinner at your wedding, so
It's no, I know, but you don't have to. Whereas, like, if you're doing a hen do and you're going, right, here's you 10 are coming on my hen do, and then you're like, if I don't go, I'm an asshole.
Yeah, you don't want to be the
Yeah.
only dick who's
You know
like,
what I
I'm
mean?
not
And then
going.
now you're like forking over $1,000 to go on a hen do. Because also don't forget about when you pay for someone to have, say it's £100 a head for your wedding. The thing is, people are supposed to give you £100.
yeah.
So they
but that
pay
doesn't
for
even
them.
cover a wedding. A
No,
wedding
but they
is
pay
like,
for themselves to be there. They pay for their own meal. Most wedding guests give the amount that you've paid for
their
them to be
dinner.
there, so they don't cost you. What costs you then is like the cake and the photographer and the all of their
entertainment.
things.
They're just so expensive that I'm like, well, if I would like to think, to be fair, if I was having a hen party, like I would know my friends would want to go.
Yeah,
like I would
yeah.
know
Discuss
that
it
they'd
with
be
them.
all up for it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
like expecting it. I'd be like, don't come if you don't want to. Like,
Aye.
I'm gonna go and have a gag regardless.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love the whole
See, if
big
somebody went to
wedding.
me, don't go if you don't want to, I'd be like, fucking don't, but I'm gonna go.
You have no choice. Right?
You and your willy straws.
We've-
Just flat out.
I'll sabotage the hen day and I'll make it fill Willy City.
Willy galore.
I'll make it more Willies than you'd ever think of.
Yeah, well, on that Willy note again,
Yeah.
here we end on a Willy
Also,
note.
before we go, please do comment under our YouTube video. What's our catchphrase for the week? If you've made it to this stage of the podcast, what about you? Katy Perry is a space cadet.
Just type
that
space
whole
cadet.
phrase, space cadet.
Space cadet is
Space
fine.
cadet.
Let's do space cadet. We love when people have been doing that under all our YouTube videos. And we absolutely
love it.
love it because it does absolutely raid the algorithm for us and help us just keep the podcast going. Our Revolution to Cuba event possibly sold out by now. We don't know. It's selling hot and fast.
Very fast.
You
It's
can go
going to be
on
the best day ever.
Yeah, you can go onto our link tree on our Instagram handle and you'll find the ticket link there to come to our big Girls' Day Out, the Sunday social. Other than that,
8th of June.
on the 8th of June,
Be there or be square.
we'll love yous and leavies.
Thanks for listening.
See you later.